Okay, guys, so basically, I don't understand what's going on between African Americans and Black people. Like, there's this niche subgroup community that's very much like foundational Black only. And nobody else matters. Fuck all the other Black people because they're against us. Like, that seems to be the mentality. That seems to be the push. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous not to be proud. It's not about not being proud about where you're from, because I think I saw that theme come in where foundational Black people would end up taking up more of a rise online. And once I seen that, I'm like, okay, that's great, because there was a point in time where I was being called a coon in front of like other Nigerians were calling me that. And I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm recognizing like the influence that Black Americans have, the history, and just the power that I see that ethnic group have. And I've acknowledged that. So I don't even get like being online and seeing how people are quick to just be spiteful, because I made a post as well, like now that I'm talking about it, about how we can't allow the system to be the thing that stops you from doing what you want to do. And I'm not saying that. So when I said that, it attracted like a huge group of people of that community, and I'll say the niche group of people who are very hateful in that community. And I was being called African. My features were being made fun of. I was being called out my name. People were saying, go back to country, I'm ignorant. I don't know history. Like, people were getting really triggered. And I think my initial post was a little clickbaity. I won't lie, but they couldn't hear past anything other than don't allow like the system to be the thing that gives you an excuse. Because if you live that way, if you genuinely live that way, you will be fucked. I'm so sorry. And I'm getting into this shit early in the morning because it's crazy how there's still people who are adults who do not know what accountability looks like. It's insane seeing people who are like, and I'm screaming now because I just thought about all the really mean comments I was getting, and I'm just like, is this how we're living right now? Is this how we're moving? Where you aren't able to see a perspective of why saying the system is doing this to you can be a blockage? Like, are you not capable of seeing that flaw as well? Because systematic oppression affects everybody. It affects any Black person in any Western society is going to be affected by it, whether you feel it, believe it or not. But I don't need to give a fuck about that, because why would I spend my waking life giving a fuck about what people who don't know me think? Why am I going to care about, and I'm not saying I don't care when I see injustices, but it's more of the fact of you seeing injustices does not automatically mean you're a part of the injustice. Like, you cannot live everyone's experience as a Black person. Every Black person has different realities that they work with. And for you to always look at how bad people's realities are and now associate yourself with it because you have the same skin tone can be a blockage. I'm not even trying to be rude. Like, generally, it can really prevent you from sailing or scaling or doing anything in your life. You won't get far. I have to say it for what it is, because for whatever reason, people want to assume that they're going to be okay, constantly thinking about how oppressive the world is and having that be the forefront of their reality and think that they're going to be fine. You're not. And then let's get into the accountability issue. You know, when you tell Black people, and yeah, I was clickbaity, I'm going to admit to it. I could see I was triggering. I said the weird Black people I don't like, because, I mean, there's weird ethnic groups I don't like. I'm Black. There's weird people, but you know what I'm saying? You have to be specific when you're talking online. And when it comes to just being able to engage with people, you have to be more specific. You can't just say people in general, because that's not specific enough. So that's something I've been learning with social media. But because I was so specific, it was so triggering. Okay. But let's get back into like the accountability aspect of this shit. how being accountable, telling black people that you can't use the system to excuse everything, all of a sudden you're a coon. You should be able to say as a black person that there's a difference between the system and then there's a difference between your personal system. And if your personal system is fucked, everything around you will be fucked. And it doesn't matter how many things go your way or don't go your way, you're always gonna have this victim mindset. And I'm saying this shit out of love because I've gone through that range of, wow, white people are this, black people are they, I've gone through these like hierarchy, really tight mentalities about why black people are the way we are. I've done the blaming shit, and it's pointless. I'm just giving you guys a heads up, and then the people who are saying it are probably significantly older than me as well, which is even sadder because it's like you've gone through probably harsher elements of it, but at the same time, you're in no position like now where you can feel relaxed. You're constantly in struggle. And that's the mental barrier I'm trying to get people to see past, that you're going to always be it's a spell work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to have to make shorts of this too, but it's literal spell work when you are constantly thinking about your oppression as a black person, or when you're constantly feeling like you need to be worried about it. It's spell work. It's witchcraft. That keeps your attention in places it doesn't belong in. Your personhood should come first, and if you're not capable of seeing that, and all of a sudden it's just I'm just black and I'm a woman, or I'm a man, or I'm just these things, and then that's the reason why I don't have anything I want. How do you think that mentality, how do you think living through that reality is productive? It's a stage to look in. It's a stage to feel. It's an experience to know it's real. But you're not meant to be sitting in that for your whole life. That's my point. But no, you know what I'm saying? To people's short attentions, they hear a word, they hear one sentence, they hear the clickbaity thing, and then they're like, man, fuck this bitch. Fuck this hoe, fuck this African who has a British accent. Fuck this girl, man. Let me start talking my shit. People want to get stuck, and they're not going to hear anything else. So it's sad, but like, that's the spell. If you can't even hear past that, you can't hear shit. You're not going to be capable of hearing anything. You're never going to be capable of even seeing opportunities on your door, because you hear something that triggers your spirit in one way. You hear something that evokes emotion in one way, and then your ears close up. And then now it turns into, how do I attack this person that is saying a message I don't like? When even in the messages, I acknowledge the oppression. Even in those messages, I acknowledge the pain. It's valid. But if you get stuck in that mix, I'm telling you, you will be done for. I'm not joking. You're going to be angry for the rest of your life. And the thing is, man, when our further ancestors, right, whether it's in the colonized space or if it's in the slavery space, whatever way it went, they had anger and they used the anger. They were actually fighting and killing. Like, the shit was being used. No one's using that shit no more. They're using it on their fucking close ones or people that look like them. That's where all their anger is going to. That it's not going to a productive space. But for at least our ancestors were killing people and fighting. They were literally day in, day out using their anger. None of these people that were in my comments and saw me out my name were using their anger. Like, they were using it to just dash on someone that they don't know. Yeah, I'm saying, like, nobody was being like present. You know what I'm saying? So just getting bashed like that is crazy. And it's not even outside of that, man. It's just the assumptions. You know, people are quick to, like, when I talk about black people, all of a sudden it just means American. I didn't know black just meant American. I had no idea. I mean, shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very strange and it's very unfortunate. But I only talk about black people because that's my community. That's the community. I'm black. Black people, usually online, we see other black people. We're not just looking into other races most of the time. Most of the time, black people are going to connect with other black people, even online. So I don't have an issue talking about this shit because there's no reason to shy away from it, that we are fucking under spells when we're using we're using oppression to be the reason why nothing gets done. We can't keep doing that, because if we always did that, everyone would have nothing. The black people that actually fought for the rights that we have today didn't just sit here and say, well, I'm oppressed, so I'm going to sit down and do nothing. No one said that. So all of a sudden, you guys want to come up. Yeah, I get passionate about this shit because it's insane. I be thinking about, I'm like, wow, this is deep for half of you guys. This is something serious for half of you guys, man. But like, my point is, when we look at black people as a whole and we look at the positions that we're currently in, we don't have no business attacking each other. We don't have no business saying, you're this, you need to go back to where you're from, you're that, because I'm better than you because of this and that. We don't have no business being in that reality right now. We're not even close to be even to have time to sit here and start squabbling over because you're from a different country and I'm from a different country, so we can't relate. I don't have time for that shit, man. And half of these people on the internet are completely wrong because they don't know real life is real life and so is the internet. But there's elements to this shit. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, man, don't be that mad at people who are telling you to look past oppression. I tried this conversation in person at some point, and then it was like quick to be attacked, quick to be told, no, I need to focus on the oppression. I need to be locked in to how I see shit because this is the only way for me to exist and feel okay with my existence, is to know that I'm oppressed. That's what you guys are saying energetically. That's what you're saying, bro. And for whatever reason, some people don't want to see it. Some black people do not want to see it. I had to trigger people initially just to get that point across. And now my shit's going to probably get pushed to the algorithm a little bit more. And maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. Maybe. We'll see. I'm gonna lean into this a bit more because, again, I get it. It's like, I'm not fucking daft. But at the end of the day, we're not going to sit here and do this. Keep going through this range of suppression, oppression, separation, and then talk about, oh, I'm black and I'm proud, and then be on this sort of energy. Nah, y'all weird as fuck. So some of these people, those people in my comments are weird as fuck. But there are other black people, I hope, that I can see, that can understand where I'm coming from, because it just seemed like it's like people are still locked into that mind. And I understand I was in it, but I'm not into it anymore. And I could see why I had to lock out, because it is a spell. So my point is you're under fucking spells. That's the point. Oppression is a spell. It's a spell, guys. It's a spell. I'm sorry, but that's how I'm going to see it. Because if I spend the rest of my life worried about how someone who don't look like me thinks about me and how certain things are put in place to block me from doing shit, I'm gonna go nowhere. I can't have my focus be in that space. Doesn't mean it's not real. Doesn't mean I can look around and not see it to some degree, but I can still say this is my life and I take as much autonomy. I take all autonomy. All of my life, every step I take is mine. And I can acknowledge that and live that way and be fine. But if I sit here and pretend and play these weird fucking games of woe is me every day, and then attack people that look like me when they're telling you don't need to think that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, people need to stop peeping the game a bit more. And I'll probably just talk more about this shit. But yeah, tune in, tune out. Peace.